Niger is a West African country, and it is in the middle of Sahel. Sahel is that little band that goes through from Senegal up to Chad, and Niger is a landlocked country, so it's not a coastal country. More than half of the country is covered by the Sahara Desert. The population is 17 million people. I will say at least 60 to 70% of the population of Niger they live below $1 a day. One of the problems in this country is that the Islamic culture is dominating. More than 95% of the population are Muslims. So most of them think that sending their children to white people's school doesn't help them. So they send their children to Quranic school to learn Quran. But what they do with those children is sad, because those imams use the children to go out and beg. According to the parents, they are learning to become like Islamic spiritual leaders, but most of them will end up becoming like robbers because they don't have any kind of education. Instead of having 9 months of school, they have around sometimes 6 to 7 or even sometimes 5 months of full school, because teachers are on strike because they are not paid or because their conditions are not improved. So education is a real problem here.
So in 2003, Hal Rice, who's an operator with Chick-fil-A, came to Niger, Africa for the first time. And he met with the Assemblies of God and asked them, what's the biggest need to change this nation and lead them to Christ? And they shared there's a huge need for the education of the children. In 2006, Hal Rice invited myself, Jason Bellotti, on a missions trip here to Niger. And that's where really Schools for Niger, Africa was born. Over 80% of the kids in the public schools of Niger are failing after the 6th grade, so they do not go on to middle school. We really saw an opportunity here to come and start building middle schools, but then also partnering with Christian schools that wanted to build from K up. And our success rate of students at the Christian schools is over 98%. Our mission statement is to build Christ-centered schools who produce Christian leaders. And we really believe that every child deserves an education. And so that we're positioned to strategically come alongside partners who already have schools here in Niger and are looking for partners to help build and fund more classrooms. So every January when we lead a missions team here, specifically around the Schools for Niger Africa team, and besides just visiting schools and bringing school supplies, we also visit 3 different orphanages. And one of the neat things with these orphanages is 2 of them have children going to the schools we partner with. So it's a really unique partnership to be able to go to an orphanage, see these children come into the schools. So it's a Christian orphanage, Christian school, and again, we really believe that we're making a difference in these children's lives. So one of the things that we ask people to do is really pray for us, and we really ask that genuinely, saying that the children of Niger need prayer. The nation of Niger needs prayer. This is a nation that very few people know Jesus Christ. And so we believe that by building these schools and having an education for them, that we can provide that knowledge. And so we're asking people to pray that we can continue to build schools that make a difference in kids' lives. I say to people all the time, I really can't explain to you what Niger is. You've got to come see it. And so we really want to invite anyone who's interested to come see what we're doing there. Our website is schoolsfornigerafrica.org, and you can go on there and check us out and see when the next missions are and what next events we have for fundraising. But we are really passionate about giving every child an education and hopefully leading this nation to Christ. 100% of the funding that we raise goes right to Niger. I know you're saying how? How can that be possible? Well, we have a board that has come alongside us and said, we want to pay for any admin costs that exist in this organization and this nonprofit. And by doing that, we're able to raise funds outside of that, and all of them 100% make it to the field to build classrooms. We can do so much with so little, but just developing funding to go over there and then partner with Christian organizations on the ground in the poorest country in the world. But we're looking for partners, people that would come alongside us and want to give, not only sacrificially, but in prayer and in support and in hopes that we can continue to build classrooms that'll make a difference.